All right, guys, here's what you want to be watching tomorrow with the CPI inflation report. Remember, it's at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, okay? If you see a reading of 0.4% or higher with month over month inflation, then that is going to be very bearish for the market, especially the small cap stocks, right? The IWM index, the Russell 2000 stocks that are more interest rate sensitive, okay? That will make those stocks go down again, okay? Now, if it comes in at 0.3%, that's what's expected month over month. And then I think stocks will hold up okay. And the big caps will do better, I believe, because they don't have to they don't worry as much about the macro inflation because they have strong cash flows in most cases. You know, the stocks like Nvidia, right? Amazon, obviously these mega caps do not have to worry about raising capital, diluting shareholders. So that's why these reports, I feel safer holding these through inflation because a lot of times you'll get a dip around it as people are worried, and then it gets bought up immediately when people realize, oh yeah, these mega caps, they have tons of free cash flow. It doesn't matter that the interest rate is a little bit higher. It's going to be higher for longer, right? Because they don't need to raise capital, right? They have plenty of money coming in from their AI businesses and many other areas, okay? So always remember that the big caps will hold up better when there's higher inflation. So like I said, if inflation comes in higher than expected, right? 0.4% or higher month over month. You want to stick it out, even though the big caps could take a temporary dip. That's where you want to buy the big cap names like we've been talking about, like Nvidia, Amazon, right? Taiwan Semiconductor, Micron, right? There's a whole list of them. You guys know the ones by now, okay? If it comes in line with expectations, like I said, I think the Russell 2000, the IWM will hold up all right. Okay, I don't think it's going to break out or anything, okay? Most likely it'll stay in, the 200 to 200 and, $7 range, okay? Which has been trading in for quite a bit since it broke out a while ago. Now, if inflation with CPI tomorrow comes in less than 0.3%, okay, anything less than that, then you're going to see the IWM rally, which again is the small cap stocks, okay? So I have a small position in that. I bought again at $199 a share with that. Anything under 200, I thought the risk reward was pretty good, okay? Because like I said, if anything comes in light, and even if it's in line, I think it could still go up. But like I said, if it's lighter than expected, let's say it's 0.2% or 0.25%, anything lower than 0.3%, then those small cap stocks are going to rip higher and you can make a good day trade. But you don't need to risk it if you don't want. Wait for the report to come out. Make sure inflation is light, and then you can take on some risk with like Upstart, for example. That would have a really good day if inflation came in lighter than expected, where I think it would go up 10% at least, okay? So, but like I said, if it comes in line with expectations, I don't think you really need to mess around with the small caps, okay? It's the big caps that have took this market higher, and I think it's going to continue to be that way until, like I said, we get closer when we see inflation come in lighter than expected for several reports, okay? We have seen a little bit of that, so if it did come in this one, that could be a really good sign, for the Fed, okay? And that would obviously affect their narrative, right, for the meeting when Powell speaks later. So just keep that in mind, guys. I wanted to give you the heads up on that.